Let me fill your heart with joy and laughter. Togetherness, girl, is all I'm after. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be there to protect you.
Yeah, baby.
With an unselfish love that respects you. Just call my name and I'll be there.
I'll be there. And oh, I'll be there to comfort you. Build my world of dreams around you. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll be there with a love that's strong. I'll be your strength. I'll keep holding on. Ooh, yes I will.
Holding on.
Yes I will.
If you should ever find someone new, I know he better be good to you. 'Cause if he doesn't, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby, yeah, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll be there. Just look over your shoulders, honey. Ooh, I'll be there. I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll be
You're listening to The Boss, WHS, Shelby, North Carolina, your beach oldies and sports stations. Online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
The following is an encore presentation of On the Beach with legendary DJ and Beach Music Hall of Famer Charlie Brown.
Spanning 6 decades of sun, fun, and beach music classics. It's On the Beach with Charlie Brown.
That's where I wanna be.
Now from the Beach Music Hall of Fame, here's your host, Charlie Brown.
On the Beach, brought to you in part by the King of Diamonds, Hayes Jewelers of Lexington, North Carolina, offering the widest selection of exquisite jewelry and timepieces in the Southeast. Let's get started with the TAMs. we're featuring mini concerts and live recordings by many of your favorite artists. Our On the Beach mini concert by the Tams continues with Laugh It Off and Silly Little Girl.
Every time that I see someone, there's something that they always do. They always ask, yes they do, what happened to that little girl I used to see with you. And I just laughed it off. I laughed it off. And I tell them that it did not mean a thing. And I just laughed it off. Laughed it off. Laughed it off. And I tell them that it did not mean a thing. Every time, darling, that I go to, old familiar places, darling, we used to go. Some old friends, yes they do, they come up to me, and they ask me, yes they do, darling, about you. And I just laugh it off. I laugh it off. And I tell them that it did not mean a thing. And I just laugh it off. Laugh it off.
Cherryville's quarterback / punter last night, when they needed a punt, neither team had been able to flip the field. Their special teams had not been, you could tell that had not been something that had been a focal point of emphasis early on in their early season practices. But when they needed a key punt, they got the ball out of out of their own territory, got it across the 50, and Avery County basically didn't have enough time to cover the amount of field they needed to cover in their last drive. So Tom, if I've ever seen such a thing as a punter win a game, I think I might have seen it last night.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of things happen in a game, but field position is important. So especially in a defensive battle like that. But I'll give a few other scores from around the area.
Thanks,
Chase is defeated 56-0. That really surprised me.
That shocked me.
Coach Cogdell's guys, they've got a lot of new guys in there. Just felt bad for him last night at home.
Yeah.
They lose 56-0. As Chip told you, 20-18, Cherryville defeats Avery County. Burns defeats Forest View 32-7, and a lot of guys not there for Burns anymore. No more Ben Mooney, no more Jeremiah Norris, no more Kamari Surratt. So the new look Bulldogs do pull through. They were down 7-0 early in that game, but come back and win 32-7. Shelby defeats Kings Mountain. It was a little close earlier, but Shelby pulls away at the end, 32-16 in the Battle of Buffalo Creek. South Point defeats Lincolnton 28-6, and East Rutherford. Philip Russ has got his guys playing well. He's brought that program, literally brought it back from the dead. 45-0, they defeat Bessemer City.
Let me tell you something right now, and I know we want to go down these other scores as well. We talked a little bit about it during the postgame show last night. East Rutherford is hands down the team to beat in Rutherford County. Coach Russ did not lose any of his starting skill players on offense. I talked to him a little bit at the Legion Series last weekend, asked him how. My concern primarily was his size in the trenches, and he said he was very confident in how his guys looked, and they played the part last night. So 45-0, that's a statement game for them, and they're sending the word out to Rutherford County. This county's going to come through us this year, and I wholeheartedly would agree with that.
And I must sit back and congratulations to Coach Rush. What a job he's done since he's went over there.
Yes.
To build it up where they didn't have a varsity team at one time.
Yeah.
and now he's brought them back up. And what a way to start the 2024 season for them.
All right, more scores from Gaston County. North Gaston defeats. Well, that wasn't the final, was it, Terry?
That's the last score we had. Yeah,
that's the last score. I had 21-7. Thomas Jefferson loses a tight one with Greenville Hurricanes. I think that's a homeschool program. 25-21. Ashbrook defeats Forest Hills 29-13. East Lincoln pulls away from Kramer late. They win 47-24. North Lincoln defeats West Lincoln 27-14. And Bandy's defeat St. Stephen's 29-14. Now, Terry, I know you were at that West Lincoln game. Tell us a little bit about what went down there in that Lincoln County battle.
Well, it was a battle of two teams that the offensive line needs a little bit of work for West Lincoln. I mean, they knew that. They had a lot of guys that they're missing. And, and it's going to take them a couple games to get back and do. You play a tough North Lincoln team. They run into veer, and it's hard to stop. And West Lincoln, but, hey, game one, you learn your new guys. You got new guys in different places. And, for West Lincoln, they'll bounce back. That's what I'm going to say.
Looking at the rest, some more of the scores as we go down the list here, help Tom out. So we don't have a final on the South Caldwell, West Caldwell score. Last score we had was South Caldwell 24, West Caldwell 7. Christ School shuts out East Burke 26-0. Statesville Greyhounds 36, Alexander Central 21. Community School of Davidson 38 over West Iredell 38-7. Never got a score from South Iredell and North Iredell. And then RS Central, they opened the season with a win, putting a lot of points on the board, 41-38 against McDowell.
And that Alexander Central score may be Burns watching that one. Alexander Central comes to Burns in a couple of weeks. Okay. They did a home and away. I don't know what they're going to do next year. But Statesville, generally, pretty good program. And Alexander held with him for a good while. I'm not really sure what they have or what's going on up there this year, but that's a good win for Statesville to defeat that 4A team. Well, no. Alexander's now 3A.
Yeah, I don't
That's right. They used to be before 3A, but still a good win for them, 36-21.
Looking down some more of the scores here as well. Polk County shuts out Madison 30-0. Brevard shuts out Pisgah 35-0. Smoky Mountain Mustangs 34, Cherokee Braves 21. Franklin defeats Murphy 33-13. Asheville Cougars open up with a win over Tuscola 42-6. No official final score in Henderson County between Hendersonville and North Henderson. The last score we had was Hendersonville up on North Henderson 14-7. We'll run down the rest of these as well. East Surrey squeaks out a win against Robbinsville 21-19. West Henderson defeats Newton Conover 51-33. Bunker Hill 35, Freedom 28. Maiden shuts out Ford 30-0. Ashe County defeats Wilkes Central 48-26. And up in Buncombe County, the Inca Jets defeat the Owen Warhorses 48-8. Hickory picks up right where they left off, shuts out High Brighton 48-0. West Forsyth defeats AC Reynolds 19-13. Lake Norman Charter defeats West Columbus 48-8. East Wilkes 34, West Wilkes 6. Hunter Huss shuts out Drawn 44-0. And Andrews defeats Rosman 42-14. So that's the scores we have from week one last night. We touched a little bit on the game that Brian Free and I were able to broadcast. Terry was at West Lincoln. Tom went over it a little bit. But Tom, your thoughts about Burns? I know you said they've got a lot of new faces, but what your observations from your first game last night?
Well, my observation first is, defensively they had to make some adjustments. First drive for Forest View covered 95 yards, but the only reason why is they took the ball on the 35. They overcame 30 yards in penalties. They had a 15-yard penalty and then 3 5-yard penalties, I think is how it went down. They had 45 yards of penalties in the first quarter.
Wow. They
overcome all those penalties, and they get 95 yards of offense, and they go up 7-0. It was a 15-play drive. And Burns was allowing them to do is catch the ball short and then, the old rack, run after the catch.
Yep.
And the touchdown pass was a beautiful little, just a fade to the back corner, jump ball situation, got one-on-one coverage, and Forest View wide receiver just beats him 7-0.
Yeah.
Now, after that, I should have brought my notes in here with me, but Burns, the teams traded punts. Then they got the run game going. And it's really by committee. Now by committee is probably a little hackneyed, but it is really by committee. You see Hunter Davis running the ball, Graham Warlick running the ball, Eli Goodson running the ball.
Yep.
Zay Wilson running the ball. I mean, it is just literally by committee, 4 or 5. It reminds me, Terry, of those old West Lincoln teams, where you had 4, 5, 6 people. The difference is, like when West Lincoln ran the ball, you didn't know who was going to get it.
Yeah.
But what Burns does is if Zay's in the game, Hunter won't be because they're all playing defense.
Yeah.
So they rotate because they're playing linebacker or they're playing defensive back. So they got to rotate those guys in. So that's why if you look at the stat line, they got 5 guys with about 6 carries each for about 50, 60 yards.
Yeah.
So it worked last night. My main concern is they are a little one-dimensional. They had zero passing yards in the first half.
Huh.
I mean, this is a team that we're used to throwing the ball all over the field with Mooney and Surratt and Norris and some of those guys. They're not here anymore. And Graham Warlick was one of those wide receivers, but that's the thing. If you take your wide receiver, now he's playing quarterback, it takes that threat away. So I'd like to see them become a little more diversified. I don't want to see them become one-dimensional because you got 2 county schools coming up. You got Crest Chargers and the Kings Mountain Mountaineers, and that's going to be tough to beat them when they know they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And I know that you can adjust to that. So hopefully they're able to get a little bit going in the passing game. Did have one nice screen pass, but challenged vertically, you know that if you can't challenge the other team vertically, they're going to stack the box and make it tough for you to run the football. So good defensive effort, though. I just want to talk about their adjustments. They took away that short and then run after the catch. They were very effective in stopping the Forest View run. I think Forest View had close to 90, they had 95 yards. I think the rest of the first half, they ended up with 111. So after that first drive, they only had 16 more yards total offense. Second half, they didn't get a first down until their final drive of the fourth quarter. So Burns did put them on lockdown after that first drive, but still some adjustments need to be made on the other side of the ball. Like to see them get the passing game going. Special teams, I think Arredondo did a pretty good job on the first couple of point after. They've got a new kickoff guy, Sisk. He did a pretty good job last night. The punter, that's Graham Warlick takes over the punter. We had Johnny Johnson last year, so just new faces everywhere. But pull through for the win last night.
Very cool. All right, well, that's a quick rundown of the scores of the games that Terry and Tom and myself were at. Kevin was here at HQ. Holding down. There you go.
Have y'all not announced all the scores?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
we ran down.
Yeah, they did.
Gotcha.
Did you find any of
They
those?
announced all the scores.
They didn't let Terry announce it.
I'm
You
sorry,
gotta let
Terry.
Terry announce some scores.
I'm sorry.
Chip.
That's on me.
Chip.
That's
So
rookie
the way
mistake.
we do it is like you will do the left, Terry does the center, and then I'll do
Wait a
the
minute,
right.
Chip. The way we do it is usually you started like you're supposed to, but when the next person that jumped in and started, Tom, the anchor man, jumped in and just started reading.
I sure am glad we all brought our A game this morning.
It was supposed to go to me, but Tom was like, he likes reading the teleprompter.
So Tom knew it. Tom knew how it usually goes: left,
Yeah.
right, left, middle, right, and then jumped in your spot.
Yeah,
He
Tom-
jumped right in there.
He's not blaming you.
Tom doesn't follow the rules. Tom doesn't follow the
To be a
rules.
teacher, he is terrible at directions.
For the
isn't he,
second
Terry?
week in a row, we
wasn't-
botched the handoff. We are not a good 4x1 team.
I wasn't told this text message rule we now have about calling in.
What text message? What talk to
Some kind of stupid text message rule. I tried to call in. JP tells me to call back, and then he's over here with some stupid text. I can't call until I text. I thought that was like 2 forms of communication, text or call. Like if you do one, do the other. Well, I'm required to do both. I have to text before I call.
So let me explain this to you, Tom. I guess you've been doing.
I
this a
didn't
while.
get the memo.
You didn't have to get the memo, but I thought you could kind of figure it out that I can't take 4 phone calls at once when y'all get in the car at 10:30 and want to talk to me and go.
Well, I
bed.
talked to JP.
I know, but what I'm saying, I already scheduled 2 people to talk at certain times.
Okay. Well, I was not informed.
Because you didn't text.
I was not told to text. the game ends, I call.
Out. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah.
All right. Next week, I will text and get permission to call, if that makes any sense at all.
It does.
You must text.
It does.
And if you're
before you
still
have
in the air, be
permission
sure
to
and communicate all text message communications over the air while you're
Because Richard's game got done like an hour before y'all's game. They're ready to talk, and you call them to talk before them, and they just sit there like,
Tom,
I've been home and getting ready to go to bed. Why does Tom get to talk before I do?
That's right. And when somebody sends you a text, Tom, please don't read it over there. I mean, we don't need to know about, hey, Kevin says volume number 6 is way up too loud.
I think
Welcome,
he's
Tom. We're glad
he's
you
spoken
came
all kind
today.
of bears this morning, Tom.
I didn't do that.
Tom, I think he's spoken all kind of bears.
I didn't do that.
I don't know what's going on here, Tom.
I don't either. I have no idea what's going on.
Y'all are silly boys. Terry, have you heard any of these scores that I didn't have yet? Did you find any of those?
That's what I was
Chip,
looking
if
for.
you wouldn't mind,
I
how
know
about you
the
doing some of
South
that
Caldwell
research? real
score
quick
is
before we
not
get out of
on
here?
there. It's not pulled up. So
Well, we had a few that we didn't get to, but we had a good night here on KTC. We got next week's schedule. Anybody got it in front of them?
Tom,
Oh,
did.
there's mine. Tom, you got one of these?
I think it's over here in the chair.
So Bulldogs at Crest next week, and then Kings Mountain the next couple weeks, Tom?
Yeah, that's what I got that mixed up a couple times. I did clarify it. It's Crest next week in Kings Mountain. I thought it was the other way around for a little bit, Kings Mountain then Crest. But we do have we're at both of those schools next 2 weeks. And Crest, we don't know. I mean, I saw 6 minutes of them. I know that they're making an adjustment at quarterback. I know they've got
Andre said half their middle school team drove their own cars to the game the other day, to the Jamboree.
So the middle school players drove their cars.
He was talking about he needed to check IDs. His boy plays for Kings Mountain. He said them boys walk out there on my side.
Yeah, I know. That's middle school football is a little notorious for that, but we'll see. I didn't really get a chance to listen to Pasco and Jeff break down their game, but it sounded like Shelby just pulled away late. It's kind of what they did in the Jamboree game. Started off slow and finished
It was
strong.
a really tight game, really, and then they got a 65-yard touchdown. You know, you get that little extra touchdown, and then the late one comes in, and then it's ball game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that late one put them up 10. They've got AC Reynolds next week on WHS. Forest View, who you guys saw last night, Tom, goes to East Lincoln, who struggled with Kramer last night. It was 27-24 in the fourth quarter last night till they pulled away. So you think Forest View has any chance for the East Lincoln Mustangs next week?
Something I forgot to say when I was talking about that Burns defensive effort, the defense forced 3 turnovers. There was another turnover, a bizarre play where you had a fumble, and then they returned it and fumbled the fumble return. That was kind of weird. But Burns forced 3 turnovers. One was a muff punt, one was an interception, and one was basically a strip sack. So Forest View's got to take better care of the football. But they've got a couple. They got a couple guys. The Holland kid runs the ball. Phillips is pretty good in the intermediate passing game. Did throw a couple long passes, including the touchdown. So they've got a little bit on offense. Number 11, Holt. He's another good athlete for Forest View. Defensively, I didn't think they were that bad, but when you turn the ball over 4 times, it's hard to win a football game. So if you don't take care of the football, if they don't take care of it against East Lincoln, and I know that East Lincoln maybe graduated some guys, not as many people there as used to be, but if you don't take care, I don't care who you play, you don't take care of the football, it's just tough to win.
Well, I do got a couple highlights I'll run through before we get out of here in the morning show on high school football. First of all, we're going to start off with some, how about some Burns Bulldogs fireworks up there in Longdale after the win last night. There.
That's what my wife, we actually got it on the pregame, and my wife said that was the coolest thing. We got to see the fireworks. So she was happy to see all the game, all the excitement. She was most excited about the fireworks over there. I'm just glad they're still doing that. And that makes for a great entrance in there into Ron Green Stadium. So I'm glad we've kept that tradition alive.
How about the catch of the night, guys, from Avery County? Number 1.
Oak. I can't remember Oak's last name, but yeah.
Thorin Oakenshield.
Yeah, that's right.
How about this over-the-shoulder catch with a little pass interference?
Guys lined up way offside. No call.
Which one? Defense?
Go back. Go back.
We were concerned about the pass interference.
Look at that. Look how far that guy.
Oh, yeah, look at that defensive end. Look at that defensive end.
He's a whole head offside.
You don't know that angle, Tom, does he, Terry?
That's not an exact precise
Referee's looking
angle.
right down. That even,
You're looking
that's
right
an
down.
umpire, Tom. You know you can't go read outside, inside.
Look at the lower line judge. Yeah, he's much farther ahead.
That guy right there is
Yeah.
looking right at it, Tom.
Here we go. Tom, aren't you a ref?
I know.
He's more than a yard
Tom,
offside.
are you a ref?
He's offside.
Are you a ref?
No, you don't need
Okay,
to be a
your
ref to
view
see
is
that.
not as good as his.
Okay, I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know what he's looking at. He's not looking at the defensive end. He might be a hot cheerleader over there he's looking at, but he's not looking at the defensive end.
So, how about the catch? Do you like the catch?
He ain't even seen it yet. He was
No, I saw the catch.
Yeah.
He's worried about this
That he's
defensive end being
falling
offside.
down as he catches the football.
Yeah, because
That's pretty impressive.
tackled.
Yeah, probably. Well, you know the guy committed pass interference because he immediately turns around and
didn't
throws
do
his
it.
hands up.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
what-
why are you throwing your hands up? He caught the ball.
That's what Will said last night.
Yeah.
His Bulldogs scored at 32-7.
That was, I think, the 4th and 1. They ran a little bootleg.
This scored at 26-7.
That, I think, is Goodson 6. Yeah. It was confusing me a little bit because Warlick changed his number. These kids change their numbers, man. I'd never change mine.
Let's see. How about right in our wheelhouse, up the middle? For the touchdown Bulldogs. Folks, you can see the highlights. What's up, shopper.com. Watch them on the Red Zone show. Live. Why is that still so loud? Turn that down some more.
You got it.
How about another nomination from Gaston County Player of the Week? Cam Crawford returned 2 touchdowns for South Point last night. Play of the night over there in Cherville. You know, that was a good play, but how about for the Cherville Lineman play of the night? Najee Whitworth.
Yes.
Harris.
Najee.
Like, I know Najee's dad. Pick! And he gone.
This young man he's the reason he was the player of the game, had a phenomenal first half. Opening kickoff, almost returned it to the house. Had 2 interceptions in the first half, including this pick 6 that was there. Ended up being their final score and ended up being the difference.
He didn't, did he play running back or anything?
No,
Offense?
sir. No, sir. I don't know where he was on offense. We didn't see much of him on offense.
Did an unnamed employee say Avery County was going to put on a clinic?
I don't know. Did Shannon say that?
We got
Or Dennis
no. You remember
before
about
the
2 or
game?
3 years ago, he said Avery County is going to put on a clinic.
Well, that was when
tonight.
Cherville won by like 20 against them. How about this play? Bulldogs and Jaguars. I'll let Tom tell everybody what's going on this one.
See, all the touchdowns were rushing touchdowns. And I think that was Davis's
That was number
touchdown.
15.
Yeah, that was Max Davis who had a touchdown. So I think they had 4 different people score the 5 touchdowns. So, I mean, I'm telling you, by committee. It is really by committee at Burns this year. I think Warlick had 2, Davis had 1, Wilson had 1, and Goodson had 1.
Trying to find it. I had one more to show. Forest View's first score. Here it is. Right in your face. A little blurry with the camera. Trying to focus.
Just a little fade right to the corner. I mean, nice play, one-on-one coverage. And that is, I know his first name was Elijah. I forgot his last name. But he's another one of their good plays. Got 1 is good, 11 is good, 9 is good. Quarterback's pretty good. So they're not completely inept. They just got some stuff to clean up. Like I said, the turnovers and the penalties.
Got you. All right. Any other news and notes, guys? Next week, Chip, across the board, we've got, sorry. All right, I did that a minute ago before we got to East Lincoln. Cherville will be at West Lincoln next week. So Chip wanted Terry to make sure that he's got the red carpet rolled out for him before he walks in that door.
Appreciate the warm welcome.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Robertson will be at East Rutherford on Waggy, so we'll get to see a pretty good matchup, hopefully there between the Rams and the Cavaliers. All right, JP, we might have all the buttons pressed right. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to send it to you, and you just play your commercials, and don't worry about the stream. We'll take care of what we need to. And here, got me a thumbs up in there? Thumbs up. All right, JP, we're going to go to commercial. When we come back, We're going to talk college football. Starts this week. NFL will be next week. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. NASCAR is back and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Now you can see what's going on by calling Heath Jackson Plumbing in Cherryville. Ask about the rigid camera system. You, the customer, can actually see what's going on with your sewage drain lines and what's got to be done. And be sure to ask about their tankless water heaters, serviced or installed. Call 704-634-5784 for Heath Jackson Plumbing in Cherryville. Like them on Facebook, too. Since 1934, that's right, 1934, Watson Insurance Agency has been providing the people of our area the best possible combination of insurance, risk management techniques, and personalized service in the most efficient manner possible. And today, the tradition continues. Watson Insurance is one of the largest independently owned brokers in the Southeast, represented over 30 of the largest and financially sound insurance carriers today. Before you buy, get a quote with offices in Gastonia, Lincoln, and Belmont and Lake Wiley. Find out more at WatsonInsurance.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Hi, I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week, we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s and check in with the stars who made them. Don't miss out on the fun.
Join Terry Clark every Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
Country Camping Corner in Kings Mountain is celebrating 40 years in business. In 2023, they were named North Carolina's #1 dealer in North Carolina. And to celebrate, they're offering big red hot deals for the summer. Come in and shop their inventory and make them an offer. That's right, make them an offer. You can save thousands of dollars, up to $10,000 or even more. Plus, financing is available. Don't wait. Someone may buy your camper. Make them an offer and save today at Country Camping Corner, 101 Oak Grove at the Highway 74 bypass intersection in Kings Mountain. Online at countrycamping.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
I'm sure you introed us. I appreciate that.
We were watching him say something, but couldn't hear him in there. I don't know why, but we heard the commercials just fine, JP, and just couldn't hear your mic there.
We're making it work.
I don't know. The mic man can't make his mic work. We did get some updated scores, 24-7, North Gaston over East Gaston, and Hendersonville 20-7 over North Henderson. All right, fellas.
Got that South Iredell, North Iredell game, too.
Which one was that?
South Iredell 35, North Iredell 14.
There you go. The South Iredell Vikings 35-14 over the Raiders. I'm going to have the power poll numbers finished up by the end of the show, but we're going to keep it moving here on KTCBroadcasting.com. For folks listening on the air and watching online, we cover NASCAR and golf and college sports, NFL, NBA, and more. I'm guessing we didn't even talk about it in the break where you guys want to start. We let JP pick, or Terry, you ready to talk about something, or Tom?
Well, I was going to mention one more thing about high school sports. Coach White for Highland Tech, they did not go on their 225-mile journey yesterday to Mount Palmetto. Who was he playing?
Palmetto Prep, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, or some academy. But is it... And I question, do you change your schedule to suit teams that are capable of yours? You know what I'm saying? Because this team that they were playing, Highland Tech, has lost their last 34. And they ended up playing a team last night who had lost quite a many also. As a matter of fact, they had lost 19 straight is who they had scheduled. But then there was injuries, and then... whether students were eligible to play that come into Palmetto not being able to play yesterday. But, Tom, do you change your schedule to fit teams that you can compete with?
So, in other words, I mean, I did when I coached soccer. I mean, when I went out there, my first ever soccer game got beat 11-0 by Crest. What are you doing? What are you getting out of that? You know what I mean? You're just getting your brains beat in. And so if you ask me, would I drive 2.5 hours to play somebody I could play with? I probably would have back then. Mm-hmm. I mean, because if you keep getting beat 11-0, what's going to happen to your program?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to have a program. And I'm not saying like I know the old play good teams, it makes you better.
Right.
But not when you're not capable of competing.
Yeah, there's a difference.
So there's a difference.
There's a line that gets crossed.
It's like saying like, okay, we're Western Carolina. We want to get better, so we're going to go play Florida State or Alabama. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You know what I mean? It's play up to a certain extent, but in those circumstances, I think you've got to go find somebody you can play with to give your kids a taste of being competitive.
Yeah.
To keep their interest in the program. So the game didn't happen, Terry?
The game, it was canceled.
That's what I thought. Okay, so the game was canceled because of eligibility issues and other things.
Yeah, different things down there for Palmetto. They didn't had some injuries, and then they had some kids who they wasn't quite sure were eligible or not eligible, so they just canceled the game.
Where is that located?
That is in.
Let's find out.
Oh, it's in South Carolina somewhere. I do know that's a Region 1. I do know that.
You said Palmetto Prep, is that right?
Palmetto
It doesn't
Christian
matter. Can we talk
Academy.
about college football?
From Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Oh, that's near Charleston.
Charleston?
Prep is.
Yeah.
Who didn't even play Highland Tech. Let's get the investigation underway. What's their mascot? Let's go over that too.
I'm not. I'm just.
They're in Charleston. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
a field trip out.
All right. So, do y'all talk about college football or baseball or NBA? Is that what y'all want to talk about this morning? Is that what y'all wanted to go with?
I don't really want to talk about baseball because the Indians are about to give it away. They're playing terrible baseball
Who's
right
on
now.
your doorstep, Tom?
Baseball it is. We're gonna go there for just a few minutes. We're gonna talk college football after this. Yankees 1.5 on the Red Sox. Let's see if I can find the right buttons and everything.
Currently best record in the American League. Aaron Judge has hit
all back. Now I'm gonna tell you what. It was a few weeks ago. I would have said there's no way Kansas City can catch them. Kansas City's catching all of them.
Yeah, he's there. They're on the move. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, we're only a game behind Baltimore.
Yeah. So, but it's been the Dodgers. You're seeing that the big money teams getting healthy towards the right time of the year. The Yankees and the argument was they've been a two-man show all season long with Soto and Judge, and obviously those are the main cogs in that lineup. But we saw when the injuries to Stanton happened, and excuse me, the guys that were behind them in the lineup, that really did seem to have an overall impact on the rest of the production of the lineup. Stanton's been back now, and it seems like the offense is playing at even a little bit of a higher level. It's taking more of the pressure off, or pitchers aren't able to pitch around Judge quite as much. He's got 7 home runs in his last 8 games. The Dodgers as well, they're getting healthy. Mookie Betts back in the lineup. They're getting production from their middle infielders, and so they've got, he's played Gracious Betts played shortstop. He's played at second. He's been center. I think he's been assistant water boy a couple of games as well. But where do they put him this time when he comes off? He's in right field. It just shows his versatility and that he's able to perform. Their pitching staff's getting a little bit healthier, and the Dodgers and the Yankees right now, you're seeing they're the two teams that have slightly nudged ahead with the best records in both the National and American leagues. So that it'll be curious to see how the rest of the season pans out. The Royals are making a move at the right time. The only team I see that's eliminated is the American League's version of quadruple A baseball this year, the White Sox. So far, everybody else still mathematically has a chance. We'll see what happens with that. The Orioles, a 1.5 behind the Yankees right now. Guardians still hold a 1-game advantage in the Central.
Playing very poorly right now, especially poorly against good teams. And that's what I said last week. They play the Brewers, they get swept. They play the Yankees, they win the first one in extras, then they get blown out 2 games. They got shut out 2 games in a row, I believe. So they're just not playing very good baseball right now. And then they got defeated by a Texas team that's not exactly a juggernaut this season. So I just don't really. I'm not real optimistic about the rest of the season going forward. I mean, you still are in first place. You still have a lead, but I mean, not too long ago it was like 5, 6, 7 games. It's down to 1, and really, with all those other teams, you look at Baltimore, you look at Kansas City, you look at Minnesota. You're gonna have a hard time getting a wild card.
Well, I sat back. That's like looking at Kansas City, and we went over this last week. They got 2 more against Philadelphia, then 4 at Cleveland, 4 at Houston. That's going to tell a big thing. Then we got 3 more against Cleveland, 3 more against Minnesota, 3 more against New York. This stretch right here, if we can go 500,
right,
we have a chance.
I'd be happy with 500 against good teams. I mean, if you, and that's one of the things. It's like you can be optimistic if you're competitive against the good teams.
Yeah.
But if you go to Milwaukee and get swept, you go to New York, you get blown out. I mean, yeah. So if you make it, so what? You know, you're going to play a good team and get clobbered. I mean, I guess making it is important, but you've got to be competitive against the good teams. And I just haven't seen that lately with the Guardians. And I know they got a young pitching staff, and you know, this time of year the pressure builds. You know what I mean? It builds and it gets tougher. And you see teams like, you know, Baltimore and New York, and you know, Kansas City coming on.
Yeah.
I'll give them a little
big
credit.
move for them was when they went and got Lorenzo from Texas.
Yeah,
you know, to add to their starting lineup. So I appreciated that.
Wild card right now in the American League. Orioles are 3 games up from the last wild card spot. The Royals are 1 game up, and the Twins hold the last wild card spot. There's a little bit of a gap, 3.5 games between the Twins and the Red Sox for that last wild card spot in the American League. Meanwhile, in the National League, you've got the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and the Braves clinging by 2.5 games to the last wild card spot. They are 2.5 games up on their NL East foes, the Mets. So we'll be curious with that. They had the desperate times are calling for desperate measures. Austin Riley, with his hand, is out for the remainder of the season. They had to they signed Gio Urshela to help fill the hole at third base for the remainder of the year. So they're right now it's all hands on deck for the Braves to see if they can keep some kind of momentum going into the playoffs. But to Tom's point, and obviously the injury bug has bit the Braves quite extensively this year. They make the playoffs. Who are they going to have, and who are they going to have to go up against, and what are they going to be able to do against them?
And the worst thing I think about it is think of it as a 1-game playoff between Atlanta and San Diego.
Yeah.
1 game.
Yeah.
To determine who moves on. Sale for Atlanta, is that who you think Atlanta will go with?
Right. I mean, who else do you put in there right now?
I agree. You know,
30 games to go for most teams, 35 for in that area. Looks like Cardinals sitting 500 to 128. So Diamondbacks and Padres and Braves are in. Braves on the edge there, Chip.
Yeah, they're on the brink. That's right. Your Cardinals are only 5 games out, man.
They're garbage.
Get a little bit of run, get a run on them.
They're garbage.
It's funny you had mentioned the Padres and the Braves because I was looking at some old videos. There was a brawl in 1984 between the Braves and the Padres, and they had fans coming on the field fighting the players. It's like you couldn't do that now. I think there's too much cops and all that there, but they had fans in Atlanta coming on the field.
Who's the guy from San Diego, Snell?
Ian Snell?
Yeah.
Or Blake Snell.
Yeah. But you think about it, last time those two faced each other, both of them guys were on the mound, and it went like into the 7th inning, nothing.
Anytime you get Blake Snell to pitch into the 7th inning, that's impressive.
You know.
I saw a blurb. It's funny you mentioned the 7th inning. I saw a blurb. They're gonna, you know how they keep tweaking the baseball rules, talking about making a 6 inning minimum. Did you see that?
Read my mind. I was going.
I was like, why would you do? How could you do that? That's crazy.
The story, and it was on ESPN.com this past week. The idea is to emphasize, to re-emphasize the role of the starting pitcher, and they're going to have to, and they're hoping in doing so that the emphasis on velocity that we've seen the past several years, that'll be tempered down, and you're going to see more of an emphasis on control to get those pitchers to that. And there would be outliers. I think like if they pitched 100 pitches before 6 innings, they could be taken out.
That's weird.
An injury, obviously, or something.
What if they get shelled in the first inning? It's crazy.
Lots of luck.
Can we? I just.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Can we just not let them pitch?
Hey, pitching machine.
Like, for the love of God, like every baseball league and everything, like we got to do this and this. Oh my God, just shut up and just pitch. Like, why can't we just play baseball? It's stupid. Like in the American, if you have a pitch count, for example, Tom, I was listening to you guys talk, and you and Terry, and you were talking about the kid wasting a pitch. Well, you can't do that in a pitch count. You got, you got 0-2. I throw in high. Well, 3 innings later, when it gets to 105, now I lose a batter because I wasted a pitch.
Yeah.
2 innings. That's not baseball. That I can't throw a pitch and waste one. And now this dude might smoke it because 3 innings later I might get one more extra batter. And
well, just look
let
what's
them
happening.
Play baseball. We don't take the quarterbacks out in the third quarter because they threw 40 passes.
To your point, and I'm not going back to football, but to his point, it's like, well, Burns has got 4 guys running the ball. It's like, well, this guy can only get tackled 4 times, so we got to put in somebody else. It's kind of the same thing, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, like if I have
Nobody
a guy,
cares about the running back.
if I have a guy who's bigger and stronger and can absorb more, well, he can get 30 carries. But if I've got a guy who's not as, like you talked about the one kid, Cherub, okay, he's not as thick. He can't take as many of those hits, so he's only going to carry the ball 10 times. Yeah. It's just you got a couple of idiot daddy ball coaches who made some pitcher throw 200 pitches and have Tommy John, and now all of us have to suffer.
Yeah.
So
the innings don't bother me as much because, like, you got the out. Like, how many pitches it took you to get, you get the out. The innings thing really, I don't have too much of an argument with that because you can work around that and be like, hey, I pitched 3 innings today, I pitched 2 tomorrow, 2 the next day, all that stuff. You can do that. But the pitches thing is just the stupidest thing ever because you got warm-up pitches, all that stuff and everything. And nobody cares about the quarterbacks who throw the ball 3 times as heavy. There's no throw count on them at all. None. I know everybody around here runs the option to death, but you don't need it in North Carolina. But like in Texas, they need it. Where's the pitch count in Texas?
California.
But we got ghost runners and all kinds. The fact Major League Baseball has ghost runners,
that's
just. I don't care if the Cardinals win if we got ghost runners.
Yeah.
There's Guardians out there and ghost runners, Tom. How do you feel about baseball?
I just like when I get home and I check the score, another loss. I'm like, this thing's going to end with a thud.
Well, they're in first.
Yeah, I know for right now, but
he sounds like I sounded a month ago with the Yankees.
I mean, it turns around in baseball. It is streaky.
It's
a weird game. It's streaky, and you get cold, you get hot. So we'll see.
It's like Kansas City now. All of a sudden, within a game, it's like a tease, knowing our schedule is so tough the rest of the way. Like, yeah, right.
And look, I like your boy. Wit's impressive. But doggone it, my computer just froze up on me. But I need him to get in a little bit of a slump. All right.
Oh.
I need him to lower that batting average a little bit. We've got a guy in New York who's trying to go after the triple crown, and your 350 batting average is quite a ways away from Aaron Judge's 333.
Just to show what he's like. You take these, and you know you're going to face good quality pitchers coming up. So we'll see. And last night, Kansas City beat Philadelphia 7-4, and I was very impressed with that.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Y'all done with your baseballs? I don't know if I have any tweets on baseball. I haven't even checked to see if the tweets this week, have we? If we got anything. I doubt it. I've been
I wish it wasn't so. I wish that clip of that brawl wasn't so long, but that would be like awesome old school. I mean, it was just, this is Atlanta Braves. This is fans pouring beer on the players on the field. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay. Let's see if everybody's on the same wavelength here.
No.
Okay. Good. Most famous television clip in the history of the the Braves franchise, Milwaukee, Atlanta. What would you say is the most famous clip?
Hank Aaron's.
Okay.
Sid Bream
scoring that.
Okay, those are two. I was leaning.
Make Terry mad.
I was leaning toward what Terry was talking about. To your point, what's the weird thing that happens when Hank Aaron's rounding the bases?
Fan comes
you got two random fans just come up and shake his hand.
Yeah,
they get assaulted nowadays.
All right, so you guys are umpires.
Oh Lordy.
Terry loves offering his insight.
This is not a rule interpretation, Terry. Don't worry about it. So there's like signals, right? Correct? like hand signals, like what means out and safe, right? Am I?
Okay, go ahead. We understand.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to
Called mechanics.
Right. So, okay. Well, either way, there's signals, like, for calls and stuff. Correct. I just want to make sure. So I'm asking you to tell me, please, what this call is that this umpire made at third base. Chip, audio it ain't got nothing to do with it. You might as well hit audio for fun. Listen to what it has.
And this is a little easier. Pop up left side.
Watch the third base umpire.
He's saying it's a fair ball.
Yeah.
How is this inning turned?
Well, Tom, you didn't get this. You missed the signal.
Did he
I'm
use
gonna
his
let you watch again because you didn't see what you were supposed to see. All right.
A little easier. Pop up left
I don't think
side,
any of us did.
McMahon.
You're watching the wrong hand. What does that mean? Is that infield fly rule? Is that the new sign for infield fly rule, Terry?
No, the base behind the plate, the main umpire is the one who made the catch.
Oh, that
And
one
all he
there.
had to do is just
He's
play.
telling the plate umpire.
Whatever.
He's telling the plate umpire. He's telling somebody they made a good call.
Is that what that means? Just curious.
It might be like. It might be like it was the pitch.
Are you
before
sure he's
it
not telling the coach in the dugout something, Tom?
No, that's just a symbol of like you made a good call. But I've seen some. I don't do it because I just nod my head when a guy makes a good call. Look at him, I just nod my head.
I would give like a thumbs up or something. I don't know.
Todd, how hard? Tom, how hard is that?
What? How hard is what?
What he just did.
To tell the other umpire made a good
That's
call.
stupid.
I think it's stupid too.
I do. I mean, it's infield. No big deal here. It's easy as saying ABC 1, 2, 3, and then to tell the other umpire you made a good call. If he misses that call, he doesn't need to be out there.
I know. It might have been like a pitch before or something. But I've had other umpires tell me, says, yeah, when he was complaining about that strike, I was doing that. I was telling you it's a good call. I'm like, I'm not looking at you for that. I don't need reassurance. I mean, it's like if you're back there wondering if you made a good call, you don't need to be back there. I know when I make a bad call. I mean, it's just like what I'm saying.
Oh, it's bang,
I don't need
bang,
you. I don't need you to tell me I missed a pitch. I know when I missed a pitch, and I know when I made a good call. So I mean, why are you doing that? Doesn't make any sense.
I'm not looking.
All right, trivia time. This is whatever this sports outlet is. Brooksgate Sports, via Sports Reference. This is their list of best athletes by decade, okay, in each of the 4 major sports. We're not going to do hockey, of course, because that's not a real sport.
Wayne Gretzky's the answer for each of them.
No, he's not. He's the answer for the 80s.
Okay.
All right, so we got baseball, basketball, and football. We're gonna go retro. And we'll see. Well, we're gonna go. I mean, backwards.
See
reverse.
if anybody can get it.
We're gonna go. Y'all want to start old or start right now?
Let's start old. Let's go old.
All right.
Start with it first.
Terry.
Wait a minute. Now, where are we going?
We got 3 sports.
I know, but how far back?
1960s.
Okay, 60s.
1960s.
Okay.
Do y'all want to each name your specific sport or give your 3 guesses for each sport?
Guess a player.
All right. Baseball. Who's the best baseball from the 60s?
Mickey Mantle.
Tom.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Yeah.
Mays was that too far in his?
Willie Mays is the answer on this
there you
list.
Go.
Okay.
There you go. Good job, Chip.
Football.
Gale Sayers.
1960s. Nope.
Joe Namath.
Tom's closer. Very much closer in relation.
Jim Brown was before the 60s, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
50s. Yeah. I think
1920s or something like that.
Oh, come on.
If I said Namath was close, who do you think of Namath?
Unitas.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes. That's a good call.
Best basketball player in the 60s, Terry.
Of the 60s?
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt.
I can't believe I got you to say that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I got Terry to say that.
They wouldn't put Russell in there.
They.
It's a conspiracy.
The world.
The world.
Baseball, 1970s. Pitcher.
Oh, we even going pitcher.
I'll give you a hint on that one.
Nolan Ryan?
Because the rest of them are all hitters, but this is the one pitcher, 1970s.
Nolan Ryan somehow never won a Cy Young.
That's true.
No Nolan Ryan. Terry, you got a guess?
60s. I'm trying to think.
70s.
70s.
Yes, sir.
See there, I'd throw Raleigh Fingers maybe in there, but I know it's not him.
We'll do them on each sport. We'll just do this sport, and then we'll get to
Mets.
Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
All right, we're just going to stay in baseball for a break. We'll just do each sport.
But I'm trying to rack my brain to play six because a lot of these guys play in multiple decades.
Yeah.
Baseball, 1980s.
Their best years, I guess.
1980s baseball.
1980s baseball. I'd bias and say Don Mattingly, but I know that's not it. Probably.
He thought of himself as the greatest.
Oh, Ricky B. Ricky.
And there you go, Ricky Henderson.
Ricky was pretty good.
1990s. And this is weird to me.
It's either Griffey or Bonds.
Jeter?
God, no.
It's either
It's Bonds.
Yeah, it's Bonds.
But no. King Griffey Jr. is the best overall player of the 90s. Bonds broke his record in 2003, wasn't it?
Sometime around
So
there, yeah.
he never hit 50 homers in his career once. Not one time in his career, except 1 year.
But if you're comparing the two,
Terry,
it's
it
not
wasn't-
even close.
Terry, no, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Barry
Before
Bonds
the year he
was
hit 73.
way better
What year was it? Look it
than
up real
King
quick.
Griffey.
No, he wasn't.
2001.
King Griffey was good. I'll never take
If
anything
you ask,
away from
watch
him.
this, Tom. If you ask anybody in 2000 who was the better baseball player, every
They
single
would've
person
said
on
King
this
Griffey.
planet would say King Griffey Jr. Until he hit 73, which is in 2001. That's why I'm saying the best players of the 90s is King Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Is that not correct to make that assumption? If
Well,
you
you
ask
could say
anybody in
that. You could
2000,
say that.
they would have
You
said
could.
Griffey. Am I not right?
Let's do a little.
Everybody would have said Griffey in 2000, in the year 2000.
In the year.
But then Bonds' head exploded 3 times. In the all right, 2000s. Who's the best player of the 2000s?
I know who they're going to say, but it ain't. I don't agree.
Tom.
The 2000s?
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm unprepared for this question.
Get your gummies out.
Yeah, I know.
Terry.
Mike Trout.
He's the 2010s.
I was get ready to say he didn't go back that far.
He wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
How about Manny Ramirez?
No.
David Ortiz?
No.
No.
Wrong rival.
Wrong rival?
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez? Okay.
Do people forget Albert Pujols existed, Terry?
Yes. Yes.
true, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Stan
Yes.
Musial and Albert Pujols never existed in baseball history.
Yeah.
And Roger Hornsby. For the love of God. We'll
So
be back
this-
in a minute, JP. JP, you up in there? You awake in there? I got to make
Hey,
it real quick.
That thumbs up. Love it.
All right. The 2020s is Terry's favorite player, the new member of the 40-40 Club, Shohei Ohtani. We'll be back in a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. Make This the Summer event continues at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Now get $3,750 total power dollar bonus cash allowance on the new 2023 Dodge Challenger RT. And get a $4,250 total bonus cash allowance on the 2024 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4x4. Come in for all the details at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at MarburgerChryslerJeepDodgeRam.com.
The Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers since 1946 with tree-lined fairways, ponds, creeks, and sand bunkers. Select from 4 sets of tees to play from. Give them a call at 704-735-1382. Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
For 55 years, Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville has been serving our community for our financial needs, and they continue to do so today. With checking accounts with no minimum balance, competitive saving yields including money markets and certificates of deposit, also low interest loans, financial education resources, and more. Find out more. Visit the website at carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, a staple of our community for 55 years.
The Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down or 5.99% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 in customer cash. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
The Chevy Summer Drive event continues at Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby. Hurry in now and get $5,700, $50 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle on a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado Cab LT. That's 10% below MSRP. And get low 1.9% APR financing on select 2023 and 2024 Chevy models when you finance through GMC Financial. Come check it out at Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at marburgerchevy.net.
We're having to guess what you said,
Well done,
buddy.
JBC. All right, Tom, are you Italian?
Half.
Do you speak any?
Very little to none. Buongiorno.
Well, I have some Italian for you.
We need your translation.
I
here.
know. Formula One driver Riccardo Patrese took his wife on a high-speed test drive. And we've got some of the – I've got everything labeled different from last night. I've got some of the highlights of this. And to say she might have not have had fun, we can't, you know. Good thing this is in Italian, let me put it that way. You ready, Tom?
Okay.
Hold on. Crank it up because you want to hear it. Just crank it up.
No, non mi diverto, mi sto divertendo. Per favore, è tanto bellino vederti, ma poi questa macchina non è una Formula 1.
This is not a Formula 1 car. It's not glued to the ground like a Formula 1 car.
Signore, mamma, fai un giro solo. Poi ti ha detto di andare piano. Per favore, c'hai paura.
I got children at home
waiting on their mommy. And for their daddy, too. No, please, Ricardo.
No, ma Francesca! Ma sei matto?
And for you,
Guarda, per favore, per favore, devi andare piano, ti passi a fianco!
Look at the grin on his face. He hasn't moved his head. He's just grinning, just changing.
He's not even, he's in control.
He ain't leaned into a corner yet, and she is just losing it on the G-force, and he's just like,
Mamma mia! Ricardo! Scendo! No, per favore! Basta! Non sei stronzo!
Tom, you heard that one before in Italian.
Nope.
NASCAR returns. KTC broadcast.
Nice segue.
Terry, Austin Dillon, the stuff with him and everything going on, wrecking everybody. So basically, you know, you got a win taken away, basically, but he's already got a win in the playoffs, so it don't really affect him. So how you feel about that situation? Should he be suspended or anything like that for all the wrecking and everything a couple weeks ago?
When I think about that, I get very upset. Austin Dillon did what he had to do to win the race.
Mm-hmm.
Ross Chastain, what was it, Martinsville, did what he had to do to win the race. But when all of a sudden these young drivers, I'm even putting Ross Chastain, I don't even like the guy. In this situation.
I thought he loved him.
Thought you loved him.
No, when you start doing this,
Biggest Chastain fan in this room.
because we sat back, he wrecked Denny Hamlin. Oh, I remember when Denny Hamlin took Ross Chastain out of a race. Kyle Busch backed up so he knew what Denny Hamlin was getting ready to do, and he wrecked Ross Chastain to take him out of a race. I remember when Joey Logano wrecked Dale Earnhardt Jr. to take him out of a race. So what are we telling everybody? Don't go to win. Sometimes, I mean, the Richard Childress group is good, but they're not on elite with Hendricks and the Gibbs and all these other groups that are way ahead of them. He should have the right, if you're going to be in front of him, to do whatever he's got to do to win the race. That's what you're asking. And when he does it, then they get mad.
I seem to remember.
Tom, he wrecked everybody.
I know, it's great. And you know what? To see the number 3 just out there.
That's sitting there defending it.
Well,
the number 3 out there driving like a quote unquote. I remember our golf course superintendent. We were out picking the range and racing each other like that. And he came down there and says, "You guys better stop driving these cars like a bunch of redneck race car drivers." And I'm like, yeah,
that's
what that reminds me of right there.
That's the only way he can get in.
Well, here's the thing.
So he won the race, right?
Yes, and then they took it from him.
No, they didn't take the win, but the win doesn't qualify him for the playoffs. Yeah,
that's what's wrong.
That's what it was. I think I heard that I think that was on KTC Broadcasting's report.
But Denny Hamlin
NCN
and
News.
Joey Logano, let me go back all the times that they've wrecked somebody, and you say it's okay.
Well, and here's the thing, too, Terry, that to your point, and I don't know how I feel about this. I see both sides of it, but
Austin Dillon is 29th.
The sport.
No other way he can get in unless he wins this race.
Go back 25 years, and the gentleman driving the car with that number, the sport celebrated him doing that to Terry Labonte.
Yep.
They interview Earnhardt after the game or after the race, and Earnhardt's like,
that was at Bristol.
I was just rubbing him a little bit. I didn't bump him. I just rubbed him a little bit. They go to Labonte, and even Labonte, he's not happy about it, but they interview him, and he says, and they were like, they said Earnhardt said that he didn't try to loosen you up. He just rubbed you a little bit. He didn't mean to, and Labonte's like, well, he says he never means to, but I mean, I don't know the inconsistency in how the sport's portraying it. That this is horrendous.
I mean, the guy's 29th. There's no way he's going to get in on points. The only thing he can do is try to win this race. And he had the better car down the stretch. The only way they got put with him was when there was a wreck and it bunched them all back up. Austin Dillon would have run away with this race if it wasn't for the wreck at the very end.
The one counter I'll make to this, Terry, and be just playing devil's advocate, especially with the short tracks, you give me a Martinsville, you give me a Bristol, give me a Richmond, it is not hard for that second place driver to get to the bumper of the leader. It don't matter how good the car is.
Oh, I know.
So at that point, you're not necessarily talking about quality. Austin Dillon could have had an awful race car, could only taken 2 tires, ended up in second place coming out the last caution flag, and all it takes is him getting to the bumper of whoever's in front of him, and he wins the race. So there needs to be some defense of the leader who's leading that race.
The problem that I had with this was when he took out Joey Logano, Austin Dillon was second.
Yeah.
So he takes him out to go win the race. If that would have been the only thing, would they have dadgum took this away from Austin Dillon? No, it's when Denny Hamlin went around him and he's like, my God, now I got to take another guy out for me to win the race. So then he takes another one out. So then they take it away from him. I mean, Austin Dillon was in second place.
Then it's like how I play when I play PlayStation. I'm not letting another car by me when I get to that point in the race.
You do what you got to do to win. That's what he did. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am not an Austin Dillon fan. I'm mad because he's driving number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with that.
Yeah.
But for him to go win the race, he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Should that number, and I'm sorry,
should have never been brought back.
I agree with you. I would say that and 43.
Yep.
And 48.
I would agree.
Meh.
I would agree.
Meh.
Well, no, there's a difference here. Richard Petty was an elite with David Pearson. You could go back, Kel Yarborough and all them was in it, yeah. But Richard Petty was just a total elite person, winning all the races that he won.
If I have to,
the fact there is they don't have any numbers tired makes no sense because there's only 5 cars out there, and there's 99 numbers you can put on, count zeros, 0 through whatever.
If I have
3, 43, and 48 should be retired with no questions asked.
If we have to have a compromise and say that Jimmy Johnson gets to retire his
compromise.
Yeah.
The greatest driver of all time.
Don't give me that. Oh, my gosh.
The difference was when you brought in Dale Earnhardt, there was a stinger there with he's going to do, if he was behind you, look out, he's going to get around because you're more worried about him than drawing your
Jimmy
driver.
Johnson's the LeBron James of NASCAR.
Now, Jimmy Johnson was just a 7-time champion that was very nice.
The best damn driver on
I
there.
mean, I'm just saying.
He
was not.
What's it matter if
Petty.
he's nice? I mean, I don't get it.
That's all.
So you got to be a jerk to be the best of all time?
You should be.
In 4 different
That's the
systems
stupidest
in 4
argument
No,
I've
the
ever
system
heard.
was the exact same.
No,
4 different systems, 4 different cars.
How many
Change the rules
championships did
every year.
Earnhardt win?
7.
Chip, they
And Jimmy
Terry,
Johnson won 7.
7.
And Petty
Terry,
won 7.
Terry, did they not change the rules every year for Johnson?
No.
They did change
No.
something.
The
Yeah, they
playoff
did.
rules changed every year to try to keep
Yeah, they
him from
kept
winning in a row.
redoing
5
something
in a row,
different
Tom. They
every
changed the rules.
year.
They
But they
changed the cars. They put wings on the cars. Let's do anything we can. Then they go to the car tomorrow where nobody can drive and they all wreck. Now nobody wins.
I mean,
Kyle
if
Busch
it was
can't
me,
win,
I'm
Jimmy can't win.
just as plain as anybody.
Terry knows
If I had to put them all in order, I like Richard Petty, but he is not my elite. Dale Earnhardt is my elite.
What do you mean, my elite?
Because, I mean, I always liked how he drove. If he got behind you, you more worried about me.
Richard
being
and Jimmy
behind
passed
you.
people with their cars and the racing and stuff and everything.
To me, and I know your dad will go back
Earnhardt's and them
with me.
will push people a little bit out of the way, and that's
When they raced way back in the old days, they raced like on Sunday, then
It's
they
like pulling
raced
for Ric
Tuesday, then they
Flair
raced
or Hulk
Friday, and then
Hogan.
they
You know
raced
what I
again
mean.
on Sunday.
He's over here.
You don't do that now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can win that many races in a year like Richard Petty was able to win. They raced more then. They counted all his wins.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason now I try to tell y'all Kyle Busch is the best.
Oh, my God.
He wins no matter what he's in.
It's the most crazy. Here's how good. Let me tell you how good Jimmy Johnson was. Chip. Jeff Gordon has how many championships?
5.
Who owned Jimmy Johnson's car?
Rick Hendrick.
No. Who owned Jimmy Johnson's car?
Rick Hendrick.
Terry. Who owned Jimmy Johnson's car?
It's hard for me to say his
That's
name.
thank you.
Jeff Gordon owned his
He
car.
Uh,
The 5-time champion was getting beat by his own car.
But now I will say this about him.
Who took 3 championships from Dale Earnhardt?
Well,
Let's
tell
do that
you.
math. Wait a minute. Jeff beat Dale. Jimmy beat Jeff in his own freaking car.
Well,
so when you
when
want
I
to do the
sat
math and say
back,
who's the
here's
driver,
the difference.
that's all I'm saying.
Here's
that's
the
all I'm saying,
difference.
Tommy.
When Jeff Gordon come around, who gave him all the credit in the world? Dale Earnhardt did.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this young man can race.
oh my gosh.
Without that, when they brought daggum Jimmy Johnson, he was just too nice. I mean,
If
come
you
on.
don't think this has been
You
to
cannot
like
be too nice.
10 NASCAR races, if you don't think I drive to the track with this on,
I need you to wear that when you're in the concussion protocol.
you don't think I drive to the race with my kids like this?
Oh, I know you do.
They love it. Here we go, Tom. You want to go to NASCAR race with me, Tom?
No.
Hey.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Mowing time is here. Time to head south and see Boyd Tire and Appliance on Main Street in Clover. There you'll find a big selection of Gravely, Aaron's, and John Deere mowers, steel chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Also appliances and tires. Right now get 0% financing for up to 48 months on a new Gravely zero-turn mower. And check out the deals on John Deere tractors and zero-turn mowers at Boyd Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com and see their page at What'sUpShopper.com.
Grizzly the Greeter says all metal buildings are now $200 off now through the end of the month at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. That includes carports, garages, covers, and more. All $200 off, but that's not all. Take 10% off standard size greenhouses, and the 5x8 size greenhouses are 8% off. Come on in now to Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, 2268 Lincoln and Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com. Country Camping Corner in Kings Mountain is celebrating 40 years in business. In 2023, they were named North Carolina's #1 dealer in North Carolina. And to celebrate, they're offering big red hot deals for the summer. Come in and shop their inventory and make them an offer. That's right, make them an offer. You can save thousands of dollars, up to $10,000 or even more. Plus, financing is available. Don't wait. Someone may buy your camper. Make them an offer and save today at Country Camping Corner, 101 Oak Grove at the Highway 74 bypass intersection in Kings Mountain. Online at countrycamping.com.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
Over 10,000 square feet of fun. We're talking about Nuggets Power Sports on South York Road, Highway 321 South in Gastonia. At Nuggets Power Sports, you'll find ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, and UTVs. All top-of-the-line brands, including Trailmaster, Apollo, Victory, and Lynn High. And they offer financing by Linmark and Southern Lawns. Get free 90-day layaway, plus they have a complete parts and service department. Shop 10,000 square feet of fun at Nuggets Power Sports, 5001 York Highway 321 South in Gastonia. Call 704-830-8137. Open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 7, Saturday 10 to 5. Find them on Facebook, too. Wait, don't you just hate waiting? Well, I do too. That's why I go to Already Tire Center, where I get in and out service and check out some of their springtime specials, like alternator service starting at $79.95, an oil change starting at $47.99, brakes starting at $125 per axle, and they have great prices on tires. And most sizes are in stock, so you don't have to wait. Visit your nearest Already Tire Center. West Main Street, Forest City, Lower Dallas Road in Dallas, East Main Street in Cherryville, West Dixon Boulevard, Shelby, and Carbon City Road in Morganton.
I'm hearing JP talk. I'm assuming he's back. Thanks for the intro there, JP. So per Kevin's suggestion or instructions, we're going to take a look at college football.
Hit the transition button on his computer.
Oh, bless you. He's back.
Yeah. No, I never said that.
There we go.
It is funny, though. Last night, Trent was trying to fix the audio, and it only pops up if it's in that one screen.
Yeah.
So he's looking it over there on the left. He's like, well, and I finally said, should we transition it? And then he just could tell. He said, God dang it. And he just transitioned it. It was working. So it was like one of those things that's the transition means that whatever's on the, you use it. No, you don't use it for charitable. You don't use OBS.
No, we don't.
So it is a pretty cool program, but it just hit that transition button, and over there is what your viewers see is on the right.
I'm a little. Kevin's given me a walkthrough before with it, and then of course, I've slept since then, so I haven't. And if it's been a few weeks, I get rusty. So, all right, take a look at the top 25 polls here as we get ready to kick things off for college football. Our first weekend of college football games this weekend. The big game that we were just taking a look at. FSU and Georgia Tech. So an ACC showdown this afternoon. And Terry, you make a good point. You'd think that might be the primetime game tonight, but instead they've just got it at 12 noon.
That's what gets me for that to be like the elite game for the week, but it's at 12 noon. But what I was going to say is I'm looking at these polls, and I'm looking at the AP poll, and State comes in at number 24. As I go up the poll, I'm looking at number 1, and it's about in every poll, Georgia.
Yep.
But my problem is this. The second-ranked team in the country, which is Ohio State, that has 4 players in the AP top, and you're ranked second. Why are you not number 1?
Well, because Georgia, on their reputation, is going to be – the national, the SEC bias, all that good stuff.
I mean, it lists Caleb Downs from Alabama that y'all took away from them.
He transferred on his own.
No, that's good.
Accord.
That's what I'm saying. That's great that people are leaving Alabama to go somewhere else. And then Donovan Jackson, a guard, Denzel Burke, a cornerback, and then what was this other guy, Mika? And I can't say Imuka. Okay, that guy. He's a wide receiver. But all of them guys have left that are at Ohio State or come in at Ohio State. But you even have a couple guys on the second team. A Henderson, he's a running back, and a Williams, a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
That made the second team. So 6 of your 22 guys are All-Americans and
preseason All-Americans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Preseason. You know, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to preseason polls. Let's see what they do on the field. I mean, Ohio State on paper looks very good. We'll see. I mean, whenever you change the quarterback position, you know, it's okay. Let's wait and see, because it's not going to automatically work. But I like their chances. I'm very, very quietly optimistic that Ohio State will win the Big Ten, win a playoff game, win the national championship. At least beat Michigan this year. It's been a long time since they beat Michigan, man. I mean, they ducked us in 2020, so they didn't have to take that butt whooping. But 21, 2, and 3, old cheater, old Spygate, and then he left. Ran out of the back door, and the house is burning down.
As I have these 6 AP first and second team, I'm gonna start out with Akron. Then I'm gonna go to Western Michigan. Then I'm gonna play Marshall. Tom, I mean, where is somebody that y'all should maybe have a game with? Maybe Michigan State, maybe at Michigan State. You know, you score more points than Iowa, so that's nothing. You have to go to Oregon. That'd might be
tough.
The game. Yeah,
that's tough.
Then Nebraska, they're getting better. I'm not saying they're elite. Penn State, forget them. Y'all going to Penn State, you should not lose.
Nebraska's still a Matt Roll coach team, though.
Yeah.
So you just said y'all are going to Penn State. You should win that.
Yeah, that's not a problem there. Who's Penn State?
Currently, they're the 8th ranked team in the country.
They are overrated every year. Overrated every year. And then when it comes to a big game, they lose. Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana, and your last game at Michigan.
Penn State actually gives us our first
Michigan at home.
Our first discrepancy between the AP and the coaches poll. 1 through 7 is identical for both of those polls. Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Bama 5, Ole Miss 6, and Notre Dame 7.
Yes.
And then 8 and 9 are flip-flopped in the AP and the coaches poll. For the AP, it's Penn State 8, Michigan 9. And then in the coaches poll, Michigan gets a first-place vote in the coaches poll. Does Harbaugh still get to vote? And Penn State is 9. And then I'll run down this real quick. FSU is 10 in both polls. Missouri's 11. Another flip-flop in the AP, Utah's 12, LSU's 13. In the coaches, LSU's 12, Utah's 13. Clemson's 14 in both. Tennessee's 15 in both. Oklahoma's 16. And then Oklahoma State in
That's a flip-flop.
Yep, AP, Oklahoma State 17, Kansas State's 18, and Kansas State's 17. In the coaches poll, Oklahoma State's 18. Miami's 19 in both. A&M's 20. Arizona's 21. Now here, Kansas is 22 in the AP, but 24 in the coaches poll. NC State is flip-flopped with them. That's funny. The 23 is the same, but 22 and 24 are what's flip-flopped. Kansas is 22, NC State's 24 in the AP, and then flip that in the coaches poll. State's 22nd, Kansas 24. USC's 23rd in both, and then Iowa rounds out the top 25 in both. So pretty standard poll for both of those on both sides.
And the AP Appalachian did get some votes for the top 25.
Yes.
As well they should.
Yeah, now they did also in the coaches poll, but Carolina got some votes in the coaches poll, but I do not see them listed as any votes in the AP.
No, I do not see them. Louisville, other teams that receive votes. Louisville, this is for the AP. Louisville, Virginia Tech, Boise State, SMU, Iowa State, Liberty, Washington, West Virginia, Memphis. Matt Roll does have some support. Wisconsin, UTSA, Tulane, App State, to Terry's point, Kentucky, Auburn, and Colorado. And then several other teams getting votes in the coaches poll, including, if I can get my computer to, there we go, Washington, Louisville, Virginia Tech, SMU, Memphis, Boise State, Auburn, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Liberty, Iowa State, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, UNLV, Maryland, Texas Tech, UCF, UTSA, Tulane, App, Texas State, Nebraska, Colorado, Troy, Air Force, James Madison, Miami of Ohio, and Syracuse.
Sure did. Syracuse got a vote.
Wow.
The ACC preseason poll
McCord
did
gets
come
a
out.
vote.
Okay. Yeah.
Florida State is number 1, Clemson 2, Miami 3, Louisville SMU comes in at number 5, and North Carolina State at number 6. Carolina is 8th. Any other teams? Duke is 11th. Then you go all the way down, and the last place team in the ACC is Stanford at number 17.
That's right.
You know.
So, and Tom, you mentioned it, or you talked about it a little bit too. Heard a lot of, or saw a lot of talk about Ryan Day on ESPN this week, just in terms of what would it take in your mind for him not to be in the hot seat? What would obviously national championship yet, but other than a national championship, what's a successful season for them so that he wouldn't necessarily?
There's really nothing
pressure?
less.
He's got to be a national championship or bust.
Yeah, but he's got to beat Michigan.
Yeah.
If he doesn't beat Michigan this year, that might be it.
Might be sayonara.
I mean, 4 losses to Michigan in a row. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he survives that, but that game, like Terry said, you got to go to Oregon. You got to go to Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State will be no trouble for y'all.
It'll be tough. You know, Franklin has not done well against Ohio State and Michigan. I want to think he's 1-10.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
But you know, things change. I mean, wasn't Harbaugh like 1-7 against Ohio State, then won 3 in a row? So, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. But that is tough. I mean, with the larger playoff, that game at Oregon does not become a win, or you might not go to the national championship.
Yes.
So that one changes the dynamic of the game. Now you still want to win, of course. You want to win every game.
Yeah.
But now that game becomes okay, if we go out to Oregon and play a very good Oregon team and get beat,
you're not
on the road,
far.
you're not out of it.
No,
Right. Yeah.
because it's like number 2 against number 3. So you're going to fall, but you're not going to fall much.
Right. And so in the old system, when there's only 4, now you got all the dum-dums on ESPN arguing about what a quality loss is and all that. With the expansion to 12 teams, now we're still going to argue about who's number 12.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But arguing about number 12 will not be as intense as way back in the day arguing over number 2.
Yep.
And then more currently arguing over number 4.
Right.
So arguing over number 12 is still going to happen because somebody's going to end up with whoever 13 is going to have hard feelings, aren't they, Terry?
Yes.
They're still going to have their feelings hurt, but it's not nearly as bad as you're going to have most of the teams that, can play, although money is going to come into play. I'm telling you, somebody's going to get cheated. And Appalachian State is going to get cheated.
Yeah.
Because they don't bring in as much money as somebody else. So I won't deny that.
I would hope that this might increase, and it's not going to make it perfect. I hope this expanded playoff increases the chances that 13th team is not undefeated. So you can't have a coach that comes on in his interview and says, we did everything we could to get into a playoff. No. If you lost a game, you didn't do quite everything you could to win.
Well, I mean, like a Coastal Carolina could still go 11-1 and not make the playoffs, which would still suck.
Right.
I
agree.
Sucks.
I agree. I think that there's what happened last year. FSU understandably had every right to be upset about how things went down last year. Hopefully, and maybe this is me looking at it with rose-colored glasses, but hopefully this, to some extent, alleviates that to where we don't have specifically a Power 4 conference top-tier team that's proven themselves to be top-tier during the regular season, finding themselves on the outside looking in. This should...
It is Power 4 now, isn't it? The Pac-10's done.
It gone.
It's just one of them things that if you think an Appalachian State, Liberty, who else would we throw in there? But let's say they go unbeaten.
JMU. Yeah.
But yet you're not going to get to play at home.
Yeah.
To me, until we fix that, to me, that's not right. Even if it is Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, or whoever, you should have to go to App. You should have to go to Boone to play your game.
I don't think
but they're not going to let that
I don't think a lower ranked team should be awarded with a home game. If you're not going to let that team play at home, the Appalachian or whatever, for whatever scenario because of the size of the stadium, or whatever, if you're not going to let them play at home, all right, then find a neutral site or have a neutral site set up. Don't let the other team, don't award the other team for being a lower seed. I have a problem with that.
I agree.
So
it's all about them Benjamins.
Yep. Make that bank.
The non-profit NCAA.
Yeah.
Non-profit organization. It's laughable.
So who does Ohio State open up with?
I can't remember. I know it's not anybody. Akron, yeah.
So I'm looking at Georgia. Georgia, they don't have a cupcake opener. They're hosting Clemson next weekend.
And as an ACC fan,
yeah,
there you go.
Come
on.
What's Clemson ranked?
14th.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you can help the ACC.
That means they're not good. If
yeah,
Clemson ranked 14th, they're ranked on reputation.
I mean, think of what Georgia has to do here. You start out with Clemson at a neutral site. Then you go to Tennessee Tech. You should win that. But then you go to Kentucky, to Alabama, then Auburn.
Yep. Mississippi State and Texas. You've got to go to Texas. And then you got Florida, Ole Miss, at Ole Miss, playing Lane Kiffin.
I will say Georgia has a pretty
tough road.
Yeah, pretty tough road.
But again, you don't have to be perfect anymore.
It gives you a little bit more room margin for error.
You might lose 3 and make that playoff. If you're Georgia.
If you're
Georgia, you might lose 3 and make that playoff. So.
I agree.
So
I think the third might have to be the conference title.
It might. Yeah, definitely. I think if you lose 3 regular season games, that probably eliminates you. But if you get into your conference title game with a couple of losses, I think your chances are good. But it's just weird, Georgia Texas is now a conference game. It's just weird.
Yeah. And I'll say this about, and y'all have heard me allude to this last year. People aren't going to realize how much Dabo Swinney relied on Brent Venables for
not only relied on that, but he won't adapt. I mean, he's sort of got the Terry Reinhart view of the transfer portal, and you're not. I mean, and I don't completely disagree with him, but at the same time, it is what it is.
And
if you're not using it, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening to Clemson right now. Is
you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Dabo does not agree with that because these football coaches like the Nick Sabans, they got that autocratic mindset. You owe me 100% loyalty. You can't do anything. You owe me 100% loyalty and don't even think about anything else. I mean, now that these players, well, we don't have to do that. If I don't like this, now, I do think transfer should be limited. Like some of these players transferring every single year, that's not fair to the university. So I think that if you go to the university, you owe them 2 years. You owe them 2 years.
At least, but the universities are the ones that instituted the 1-year deals.
I know.
The 1-year scholarships.
I know. But I'm saying
the universities are the ones, they can sign them to a 3-year deal. There's nothing stopping them. Go ahead and do it, universities. I dare you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I would say 2.
They don't want more than one because you get hurt anytime, and now they got to pay your insurance, and you're out here That's why the rosters have 110 people on it.
That's true.
I understand the semblance of your point, Tom. I will say I think there's.
I don't trust the institutions at all.
The players have a right to be as loyal to the institution as the institution is to them.
I agree. Listen, if they'll sign 2 or 3 year deals, that would be awesome to me. I wish they would do it, but I don't know if they want to do it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see. But for me as a coach, it's hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To know what I've got from year to year when, like, say I'm coaching at a Clemson, I'm in a big time program. Johnny didn't get to play. Well, Johnny's going to say, well, I'm going to Appalachian State. I know I can get on the field and I can contribute. And I'm good enough to contribute because really, like a Clemson or an Alabama, they don't really have a 1 and a 2. They have a 1 and a 1A. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
They've got 1A, 1B.
Right. And so, when that guy's just about as good, and the guy in front of him playing because he's a senior or some crap like that. That's why I don't believe in that. I mean, I still say that, well, this guy's a senior. That doesn't mean anything. So if I'm a freshman and I'm good enough to get on the field and I go to Georgia and can't get on the field, then I'm going to go somewhere where I know I can get on the field and make a difference. And with this expanded playoff, have a chance to make some noise and compete for a championship.
My dad used to talk about. I mean, this was more specific to high school athletics because he talked about players who were upset about their playing time. He was like, I've never known a coach to not put their best 5 players on the basketball court, or their best 11 players on the football field.
Sometimes.
And with college, I think it gets a little, to your point that you're making, and I bring that up, Tom, because to your point,
I'm going to put the best 5 on there, but Johnny's dad bought us all warm-ups.
Well,
I mean, I've seen
and that's fair. The talent, and when the 1 versus 1A that you're talking about, the talent is so different. There are outside variables that can impact who's playing who, and you're not losing that much on what's on the field. So I get that.
It gets worse as you go down. Like, if I'm in the NFL, you may have a guy with a tremendous ego, like you got an Aaron Rodgers at 41, but I'm still going to be the star, even though the guy behind him might be a little bit better now. But that doesn't happen too much at the professional. As you go down, it gets worse. Like, it's that kind of daddy ball, buddy ball, whatever you want to call it, is much worse at a high school level than it would be at a college or a professional level.
But I say all that. Last thing, I'll wrap up with Clemson. I think I still stick by. I think the best. We've seen the best of the Dabo Swinney era at Clemson. I think.
I mean, he's just. I know that. I just don't think his abilities as a coach are on the level of some of the other coaches.
He is. Yeah. You ask the insiders. He is admittedly not the best X's and O's guy.
No, I don't. He's a rah guy.
He is a motivator.
He's a motivator.
His story is inspirational. I get all that, and I'm not minimizing that. But he needs X's and O's guys with him, like a Brent Venables, that make the machine go.
If you watch him, like
I thought the churches in Clemson were making the machine go.
If you seriously,
it's like we always talk about, this coach is smart and he's genius. He's got 10 NFL linemen on his team. What do you mean?
If you watch the
pot of cash in the back seat,
the screamers and the antics, a Chakamato with his stupid shoes and all that.
I see.
That's the guys I question their coaching ability.
Exactly. When Dabo Rose on the field, I'm not playing for him.
Throwing his hat.
Some kids like that. I'm not, that dude's about him.
No.
He's about him. That's not me.
Kevin,
I'm not playing for that guy at all.
Most kids do like that.
I don't.
I would say
the old smart guy who's smarter than everybody else. Looking at his calculator, walking on the sideline.
You could
tell me I'm a jackwagon.
You could tell by the way that Nick Saban yells at a coach. Even though I hate Nick Saban, the way Nick Saban yells at a coach, you compare that to the way he yells at a ref or another coach, and the way Dabo does it, you could just tell which guy really knows what he's talking about. Right. I'm not saying that Sweetie doesn't know football. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you're moving up the chain.
I question.
You know what I mean? And the level that those guys are at, I don't think he's on the level of a lot of those other.
Does he know football? Sure. Does he know football at the level of a top tier Division I national championship caliber program? I don't know about that.
I've got exclusive footage.
He has won national championship.
I know,
yes, but like Kevin said, with a bunch of NFL players, a lot of us at this table might do pretty good.
Justin Foster might be the biggest human being I've ever seen in person as a 19-year-old. And he was on the bench at Clemson.
Yeah,
I know.
What they got?
Yeah.
But Saban won his national titles the same way.
Right. And I agree. They're not geniuses. They're recruiters and
motivators.
Yeah,
and
I've
psychologists.
Got exclusive footage, Terry, of how to catch a woman and get your wife at Ohio State University. All right, y'all ready for this? I do need volume.
Okay.
This is how you get a woman at Ohio State. Tom, I know this is how you fell in love.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think about some time, and I spend some time with you.
What a catch, Tom!
Just the two.
She caught that backwards too. Like she had her back to him.
One-handed. No, Terry, watch this. Here's even funny. Watch this. One-handed catch, backwards right-handed, holding an empty beer crusher left hand, all while wearing a cross around her neck.
Lucky somebody get hit in the head with that beer.
Not with hands like that.
Did he just, Terry? I can't with him.
It's your people. I mean, I don't know what.
That was a beautiful moment in this world, and Tom's like, "I'm sorry, someone get hit head with a beer."
They're people.
Did you?
That's nuts.
Did you just sit in the library the whole time at UNC Charlotte, like hating everyone else having a good time?
I did go to the library a lot.
Hating everyone having a good time.
I didn't hate everybody. I had a good time. I wouldn't throw a beer into a crowd like that. I'd be worried to death. I threw a cement block one time, hit my friend in the head, and he had to go to the hospital. I guess I'm traumatized from that.
I've seen a lot of beers thrown and caught over the years.
Oh my goodness!
I'd be traumatized.
Not into a crowd of people like that.
I can't believe we threw a beer can into the crowd, doggone. If we're going to throw something, throw a cement block.
I know, I did.
Well, I don't really have any college football news and notes other than, did you know Deion Sanders was tied as the all-time third in all-time interceptions with Lee Corso at Florida State?
Wow. That's crazy. That's insane.
Apparently, there's a media member.
But here's the thing, real quick, on Deion.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to learn this. And he's these kids today and the stats, Terry. There's a difference between having 14 picks and picking 14 out of 17 balls
Right.
your way.
How many balls are being thrown at him?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lee
I
Corso
agree.
might have picked 14 out of 200. Deion picked 14 out of 20 years. Like, that wasn't coming that way. Like, that was the thing. He walked on that field. We ain't throwing that way.
Have you
There's
seen
no point in him getting an interception because we're not going to throw that way.
Colorado bans reporter from asking Deion Sanders questions?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It was one of those that are always like a jerk to somebody. So they kind of.
Well, at some point you have to do that.
To come back.
Apparently he took issue with Keeler's with the reporter's references to Sanders as deposition Deion, the Bruce Lee of BS, the false prophet, uses phrases as Planet Prime, the Deion Kool-Aid, and circus.
All right, let's do some picks before we finish up the show here today. 12 o'clock noon. Florida State and Georgia Tech. Number 10 is Florida State. Is in Ireland. Someone wants to explain that one?
That makes complete sense, right?
They're playing the game in Ireland?
Yeah, they are.
Yes, in Dublin.
No pads.
They're playing in Dublin.
No pads.
Yeah, a guy with an Irish accent like caught me off guard. I'm walking off the field and kid made me mad in a middle school game, so I carded him. The other kid was going to pick up the ball and he was mad, so he was literally like reaching over to get it and he kicked it away from him. I just yellow carded him because he's a middle school kid. That's what I do to him. So the guy, like I'm walking off the field and he goes, "Hey, what was the yellow card for?" And I'm like, "What just happened?" I was like, "Oh, okay." I explained it to him.
Where am I?
And they said that guy like runs the local CrossFit. So it's like, I guess he's in the Irish Republican Army or something. But anyway, I just didn't know they were going to play. This is kind of a strange place to play a football game. If it's 12 p.m., it's got to be like.
That's why it's so early.
Yeah,
that makes
why it's so
much
early.
better sense now.
Yeah. So it's got to be like 5 or 6 o'clock over there.
Of
Kevin
even-
goes over there all the time.
London
How far?
London
how far?
is 6 or 7 hours depending on what time of the year.
Okay. All right. They don't do daylight savings time over there, do they? Yeah. At least they got more sense than us.
Well, it's a small island.
Yeah.
It's
True.
not
Just a little guy.
If they,
I think that I just went to my betting app and took the points in the under. So I gotta go. So this is bad.
don't throw that
It's
beer in that
bad.
crowd, Terry.
It's bad. That's why I got it. Like at school, I put my
I don't know
cell
where to
phone in
take
a
him.
safe. I put my cell phone in a safe to keep me off of it.
Everybody
So-
picked Georgia Tech.
No, I took the points.
He just went. How long did this go?
I took
It's
the
our
points.
first pick of the year, Kevin.
I took the points.
Uh,
I think Florida State will win the game, but I took the points. What do you think, Terry?
It's hard for me to take Florida State since you did all that. I have to go with Florida State. I think they're the better.
Tom tries to break down the
team.
game, and he
Yeah.
just good job, Tom. I thank you.
Excellent, dynamite.
We've got like
analysis.
6 games to break down, and Terry.
I've already said mine.
Is Georgia Tech still running that option football?
Who cares? It's not going to make a difference.
You only get that analysis on KTC broadcast. That's the only analysis you get here. Don't care what they're running. It doesn't really matter. That's
It
the
does
in-depth
not matter.
analysis of, I guess they're not in your elite, whatever that means.
Exactly.
Exactly. So nobody knows.
Not sure.
Apparently
You
not.
taking Florida State?
Give me FSU.
That's what
Absolutely.
I figured.
Western Carolina, NC State, Thursday night. The Wolfpack bailed on playing the Mountaineers, and so they're going to be playing the Catamounts in Raleigh. $16. You can see this atrocity. Terry, who you got?
Well, instead of driving 4 hours, just turn on your television and you can watch it. North Carolina State, easy.
Tom.
I'm going to
There's
go
no
with
reason
NC
picking
State.
any of these games right now.
NC State.
We've got Murray State, Missouri, Lindenwood,
Well,
whatever
let's
that
let's
is,
grab
at
5
Kansas.
anyway.
They're only 5.
Well,
That's all I
that's
got.
enough. All right. Chip, you taking NC State?
Yes, I'm going to take NC State.
Gosh, Terry.
It's hard for me, you know.
Murray State at Missouri. Anybody got Murray State?
No.
No.
Lindenwood at Kansas. Anyone ever
Now,
heard of
wait a minute.
Lindenwood?
Yes, I have heard of Lindenwood.
What's their mascot?
Something.
You taking Miss Missouri?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Basically, this week, if they've got a number beside their name, beside their team name, I'm gonna take them.
Kansas.
Southern Utah at regular Utah.
Hold on, Kevin asked a question. I got to get an answer for him.
Tom, you taking Kansas?
No, I'm not.
Well, I know that it's the Lions. I don't want you to cheat.
I
knew it was.
What is the mascot who dresses up for? What's his name?
Rufus.
That does not go
Say,
well with line.
Georgia Tech.
Leo.
I've just acquired information that Georgia Tech runs the spread gun. So the opposite, the complete opposite of what they used to run.
The other direction.
Like I said, who cares?
He made an informative bet over there, didn't he?
I have to, like I said, we need a safe here to lock my phone up so I don't make foolish bets.
How about Temple at Oklahoma? Anybody taking Temple?
Oklahoma.
All right, see, so no.
I got a soft spot for Philly, but I can't take.
So next week everybody be 6-0. So good job, guys. No bad picks for this week.
So he makes us pick and then makes a smart aleck remark about our picks.
Oh, there's more games.
That's the price. That's the price we pay.
See, we could easily.
Hold on, there's more games.
And we need to be credited if we go 6-0.
No, we got more games. I thought those were only 6 games. I had it on top 25 games. We got more games, and y'all are not going to love me for this after you just complained about not having enough games to pick. Are y'all ready?
Do it.
We're gonna pick Howard and Rutgers.
Dang right.
North Carolina A&T, Wake Forest.
New Hampshire and Central Florida.
Hey, you might want to do that, North Carolina.
Lafayette,
A&T,
Buffalo.
Next game, Lafayette and Buffalo.
What the world?
I mean,
do they have?
Yeah, we got 4 of these to make up. We're gonna have 10 picks. No, 11 picks. Chip, Lafayette or Buffalo?
I ran cross country track at Garden Web with a guy from Buffalo. Let's go with Buffalo.
Terry,
well, that's a great way to.
That's my expert analysis.
Well,
Terry?
I'm going to go with the one who's closer to being an NFL team, Buffalo.
There you go.
Tommy.
What's the line?
There is.
There isn't a line.
There is.
Who cares?
Buffalo.
How degenerate is he?
They don't know. We don't know these two schools. We can't do a line.
They don't put lines on these teams. Alcorn State and Alabama Birmingham.
And we can't even get the name out. Come on.
Alcorn State and Alabama Birmingham. Tommy.
UAB.
UAB.
Makes that 3.
Coastal Carolina at Jacksonville State. Tommy.
Got a soft spot for the Fighting Chickens. Let's go to Coastal Carolina.
I'm going to take Jacksonville State.
All right. Here's going to be the pick of the day.
Wait a minute. Chip's got a pick.
Oh, Chip, you got Jacksonville State or Coastal Carolina?
I'm going to choose Artis Gilmore's other alma mater, so Jacksonville State. Yeah.
All right. Northwestern State. Do any of y'all know which state?
It's probably in the old Northwest Territory, so I would say it's Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan.
Northwestern State, Terry.
Who they playing? That's all I care.
Tulsa. No, that's all. I wasn't asking that. We're trying to figure out where this state was.
Based on geography,
Yeah, this is just how random.
Northwestern State should be
it's
Washington.
in Louisiana?
The
Wow.
Northwestern State Demons.
It's in Louisiana.
Where do you see that at?
The state logo on
The
the
state
helmet.
logo's on the helmet, genius.
I ain't seen that. Oh, I wasn't even looking at it. I was looking at the thing up top. Oh, there you go. There's the
There's
Northwestern
nothing about that location that's north or western
of the state. Of the state. Of the state. You didn't get that. It's Northwestern. Like Appalachian State. There's a lot of Appalachians in a lot of places. Delaware State at Hawaii.
What's the line?
None.
How's there no betting lines on these?
Give me Hawaii.
Because Vegas doesn't know their
How's there no betting line?
Just pick one.
Delaware State and Hawaii. I was supposed to pick this game. Hawaii. They're home.
Yeah. SMU, Nevada.
You pick Hawaii?
Yeah. They're going to be able to recruit a lot easier than Delaware State. I'll take Hawaii.
SMU and Nevada.
SMU, they picked way high in the ACC.
Yeah.
SMU.
That's 11 games.
That's ACC loyalty right there.
That's right. 3, 4, 5.
Our long-time college ACC representative school, SMU.
SMU. Could make us look good here.
And we got 11?
That's 11.
It's over.
Yeah, Nevada might be a tough place to play.
There's got to be some betting lines somewhere on these.
Well, good luck finding. We'll be right back in a minute. KDC Broadcasting. All right, JP, run.com.
Now's the time to start thinking about the cold winter ahead. Be ready with a stop in at Today's Pro in Shelby. They have the fireplace inserts that will help make your home warm and comfortable. Take a look at the Monessen and Empire inserts. And Today's Pro can do new installs or repair your current inserts. Plus, they have vent-free, freestanding stoves. And don't forget, they can refill your propane tank. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com. Like them on Facebook, too. For the last 2 years, Final Plunge Plumbing has won the prestigious Community Choice Award for Gaston County. Final Plunge Plumbing is a full-service plumbing company, including water and sewer main repairs, water heater replacement, with names like Ream, State Select, Renai, and Navian. And they provide upfront pricing, so there's no surprises when you get your bill. First-time customers receive a 10% discount up to $500. Choose the best. Choose Final Plunge for your next plumbing job. Call 704-860-5589 or find them online at finalplunge.com. Final Plunge Plumbing is looking for experienced plumbers. For more information, call 704-860-5589.
Here comes Duke.
He's got it! Touchdown! Down he goes!
Attack the day.
10-5, good night! Hit hard, the ball came out, it slipped out of his hand, and it's intercepted!
Bleed blue.
Wide open! Touchdown! And the Blue Devils walk it off at Wallace Wade!
Listen all season long on your home for Duke football. The Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Grizzly the Greeter says all metal buildings are now $200 off now through the end of the month at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. That includes carports, garages, covers, and more. All $200 off, but that's not all. Take 10% off standard size greenhouses, and the 5x8 size greenhouses are 8% off. Come on in now to Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, 2268 Lincoln and Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com.
Mowing time is here. Time to head south and see Boyd Tire and Appliance on Main Street in Clover. There you'll find a big selection of Gravely, Aaron's, and John Deere mowers, steel chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Also appliances and tires. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 48 months on a new Gravely zero-turn mower. And check out the deals on John Deere tractors and zero-turn mowers at Boyd Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com and see their page at What'sUpShopper.com.
It's Stars, Stripes, and Summer Nights at this year's Hickory American Legion Fair, August 28th through September the 2nd. Gate admission $10, ages 13 and up, $5 for ages 7 to 12. Free admission for kids 6 and under. Daily entertainment includes Agri-Golf, Louis Comedy Circus, Chainsaw Artist James Brindley, Buffalo Bills, Camel Land Pony Rides, the Streamer Thrill Show, and the Carolina Helicopter Tours, plus the Little Roy and Lizzie Show on Monday, September 2nd. For more information, visit their website, hickoryfair.com, or call 828-463-5433.
Are we on?
Thank you, sir.
I don't know. We can't
JP, we were assuming you gave us an intro. Thanks, buddy.
No, we can't hear him today. He might have.
That's what I'm saying. We assumed he did.
Oh, I thought he said you was game. All right, anyway. Breaking news, Terry. NASCAR. Are you excited?
Well, starting 11th, if that's what you're asking.
No. Bowman Gray Stadium. The Madhouse will host the Clash next year, February 2nd, Groundhog Day in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And that place is going to be packed.
Yeah. Yes, it will.
the whole weekend, probably.
Isn't that a hospital?
First time since 1971, Winston-Salem State University, Tommy.
Yeah, Bowman Gray. I've heard. I thought that was the name of the hospital up there too.
I don't know if they still play football on the field as well, but they used to.
Here you go.
Right there
where
on
you
the
can't
field.
pass.
Terry, it's a non-points.
I could care less.
Get drunk and watch
Here
people.
we are
watch
again,
people wreck each other
going
race.
to a place where
You and
nobody
Tom
can pass.
are no fun sometimes. There's
But,
no.
wait a
Terry,
minute.
you're the only person in the crowd
Wait a
that's going to be
minute.
saying what you're
Here
saying.
we go. No, I'm
Everybody
not.
in that crowd
No,
will be
I'm
like,
not.
like that girl a minute ago, Chip.
Yeah.
Just the two of us. Pop that beer.
No, here's your deal.
And the Tom's like, don't throw the beers.
We're talking about Austin Dillon. You can't wreck nobody to get in front of them. What do you think's going to happen here? I've got to wreck somebody
Nothing but
to get
wrecks.
in front of them.
Well, yeah, this isn't a points race.
Okay, so if I get the pole, y'all stay behind me.
Not really. They're going to wreck them. You just said they are.
Don't let me get to your bumper.
Right.
Here we go again.
That track ain't big enough to go too far.
You can't get. Yeah, I was about to say you can't get too far away.
You can about run fast, go backwards on that
Oh,
track.
my
It's so
goodness.
small. Terry,
Come on,
Terry.
people.
It's just a 1 hour fun, 2 hour fun race or whatever. Just goofing around, drinking some beers with the boys. And they're talking about maybe Rockingham in a couple years coming back for it too. As well.
Eventually, nobody comes to these.
The end of NASCAR, Tom.
Well,
The attendance at the Busch Clash.
I mean, you compare me to him, but I don't mind stuff like this. I mean, if you're doing
What?
something that puts somebody in danger, it's different. But this is kind of something that's
who in the
put a
world
little
wants
twist
to go
on.
to a racetrack? Nobody can pass each other.
They can pass each other, Terry. It can be done.
Oh my!
It can be done.
This is questions for Chip. Do you have any tattoos?
I do not. No,
Is
sir.
this how you handle your tattoo situation?
Holy cow!
Grandpa's got 6 hole-in-ones and he's got them tattooed on his arm.
I've never understood
I don't have that
the
problem.
body art thing.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, people love it, and that's fine. They spend thousands of dollars on this.
It's
stuff.
like a drug too. Like the more they get, the more they want. I'm like you, Tom. I've never.
My money's in the bank earning 5% interest, man. I'm not getting wasted. I'm not pulling any money out to do that to myself. But I guess it has special meaning or whatever.
I mean, I don't.
I mean, who cares? You had 5 hole-in-ones.
I'm gonna
6.
tell you
Good for
what, dude, from his first one to his second one, that took a while.
Yeah. He started playing. He was playing the blue tees back then.
He
I
got
guess
into a
he
rhythm.
moved
Look,
into
since
one.
COVID, he got into a rhythm.
That's
Look at
it.
that.
He got married in 1980.
Yeah.
He got divorced in
probably.
2006.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Might have got divorced in 2020. Now look at that 21, 22, 24 player lawnmower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Again, skip 10 more. Well, the first gap, yeah, it's 30 years. But all right, let's see if I got another one, some more little fun for you guys. How about golfing next to the wedding group? Chip, we're going to turn the audio on full blast, okay? So there's a wedding going on, and this guy's chipping. All right, 18th hole for the win.
It goes by fast. There are not enough words they can say to thank you for everything you've done for them. They want you to know as they continue to grow that they will be okay. And that they love you and cherish you for all the lessons, kindness, and love you had unconditionally given to them. It is because of your stories, your strength,
Silent. Oh, wait, the fans didn't get to see that. Sorry.
and the selflessness.
It
It goes by fast. There are not enough words they can say to thank you for everything you've done for them. They want you to know as they continue to grow that they will be okay. And that,
you know what, 50 yards away?
Yeah. I don't know what that squeal was. That's just
Big boy had a good squeal. All right, here's the controversy this week. USA flag football quarterback says it's disrespect for people to think that NFL players will take their spots on the Olympic team in 2028.
If they choose to play.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think? There are some specific skills in not getting your flags grabbed. This is the quarterback. You want to see any of his highlights, anybody? I mean, I can show you some highlights if I find one. Dude's pretty good. He's very slippery. He can't get his flags. But, you know, everybody's like, Tyreek Hill, this and that.
Is this going to be like the breakdancing thing, like a 1-year trial sport?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because breakdancing won't be back in 28.
From what I've read, no, I don't
Thank God.
It shouldn't be, right? I'm trying to find a little quick video of the. Yeah, this is the guy who says the NFL players aren't gonna take his job. That form, but he's very slippery, very slippery. I was trying to find a good video of him running, but everybody's kind of making fun of him because
I'm sure he played in college.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, here he goes." At the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Patrick Mahomes with my IQ in the game. He's the best in the league. He's more accurate.
Oh my God!
But when it comes to flag football, I feel like I know more than him.
Well, he
Now-
probably does.
Okay.
Probably does.
I'm going to give him a shot against Patrick Mahomes by being a very good athlete because of the running around nature and flag. And if I can find a video, you'll see what I mean about being able to shake. It's pretty impressive what some of these guys do. But, again, Terry, let's say he's really good at that. There's him.
Go deep. Got a receiver, and it's caught for the touchdown. What a catch by...
We'll show some highlights of him as we sit here. So here's him shaking some people and throwing the ball. But, you know, Terry, he can shake as many people as he wants out there. And I'm going to say right now with as full confidence as I can in this, if Michael Vick walks out on that field, that dude's sitting his butt on the bench.
Yeah, I agree.
At this age, at 40, whatever how old he is, kids, sit down. Now, Pat Mahomes I don't know about his running abilities and being able to be slippery that way. But there's a different one. Vic's got a different 4.4 speed and can throw it 90 yards.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes, he would kill him too. Either one of those.
Yeah.
Dude, sit down. Shut up. You're not better than Lamar or Michael Vick at any of this. People are like Cam Newton. Like, that's not Cam's not dodging flags. he's running by cornerbacks that don't like to tackle him.
Yeah.
But this guy's has a little smack talk. What do you think? Will he be sitting the bench, Terry?
Well, if them other guys are out there with me, he'd be sitting the bench.
Out there beating up on the Italians.
They have a football team?
Did you see it was Italy they were playing?
Probably why they were winning. Italian. Can you name any Italian football players? I was just off the top of my head.
Cannot.
All right, so the WA, here's some information. Seattle signs Gabby Williams to a $23,000 contract in the WNBA.
Oh my gosh.
Leaving them with $704 in cap space.
Look at the last line.
Enough to add a 12th player on the final day of the regular season.
$700. I mean, are you kidding me right now?
All right, we've always talked about the
And when we standing on business,
it's coming to NASCAR or some type of racing. Well, here it is, guys. Off-road, remote control racing, sitting in a simulator, Terry. That's what we predicted. That's what I said was going to happen during COVID. This exact same thing right here with real-sized cars. And this man's going moonshine and bootlegging like the Dukes of Hazzard in a simulator. What do you think about simulator remote control racing, Tom?
It looks fun, Kevin. If I had absolutely nothing to do that day, I think I'd go out there and do that.
That's an extremely funny way to put that.
Don't have anything to do today.
Let's
Let's play with a remote control car like I did when I was 6.
Well, he's in a simulator. That's the
Well, when we were kids, remember the remote control car had a cord on it and you had to chase it around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cheap
At
ones you had
least
to
one
chase it
thing, you
around.
can take your simulator and set it in the shade.
Yeah.
You know?
That's real good. I got nothing else to do. Let me sit in the shade and pretend to drive a car. That'd be fun.
I've got one more. I had Terry. This is funny. This post right here. No, I'm not going to show it. We'll talk about it off there. I'm not going to do it. All right. Any other news and sports, golf or anything, or baseball or hockey, or any other news and notes this week before we start working our way on out of here and getting ready for next week? We got our NFL. We'll start in 2 weeks, right? We got college football next weekend to get ready for.
I'm ready for the NFL to start because I'm tired of all this preseason drama of who's playing their starters, who's not. Cleveland's got, hurt 3 backup tackles, so now what are they going to do?
Then we'll make our
Let's just play.
predictions right next week or something.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're going to have.
Saturday
Geez, I wonder who
predictions.
Terry's going to pick in the Cleveland-Dallas game.
Mm.
It's a mystery. We'll never know who Terry's going to pick.
Suspense is building.
Suspense is building.
All right, I'm going to run through my stuff one more time, make sure I don't have anything else. You guys, any other news and notes, whatever you want to say before we get out here one more time?
Oh, I was about to say we forgot our team representatives for the basketball and football, but we might be out of time.
Oh, yeah, I can do that real quick.
All right.
We'll do that at the end of the show.
I'm
The best athletes
turning my head here.
of the decades, according to this website, Brookgate Sports or something like that. Let's go with the 1970s football player. Defensive player is your hint.
1970s.
It's not going. None of y'all are going to get this right. Alan Page is who they put on there.
Huh?
They're from Minnesota.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you don't put like Dorsett or,
No,
or
Alan
anybody
Page
like
is
that.
pretty good,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about the best of the
Oh,
70s.
he's pretty good.
Football player in the 80s. Defense. Come on.
LT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Football player in the 90s. Defense.
Reggie White.
Yes.
Okay.
2000s.
Tom Brady.
That's 2010s.
Peyton Manning.
Yes. And then the one now.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. 1960s basketball is Wilt Chamberlain. 1970s basketball, Terry. Let's see if Tammy Terry can get in a row. Let's do this.
Okay.
1970s basketball.
Look at that look.
You got the first one?
I got the first one. 1970.
Wilt was the 60s.
Yeah.
Who
Jerry
came after
West.
Wilt?
No, Jerry West was before.
Who came after Wilt, Terry?
Kareem?
Yes.
Hmm.
Best of the 80s. Now here's where
here's where you
That-
go.
this is a debate. This is debatable.
I'm going to say best
Bert.
of the 80s,
Bert.
Magic.
Magic was it. He's
Wow.
3 in a row.
Yeah, that's a debatable one.
Best of the 90s, Terry.
I
Jordan.
think
No-
his name's Jordan.
No debate.
I think.
I'm going to tell you that LeBron is 2010. Someone else is the 2000s.
No debate.
Who is the 2000s basketball player?
Kobe?
No.
Oh wow. Huh.
Should be, but it's not.
Hmm. Shaq.
According to this website. Yeah, I don't think y'all are going to get it.
Tim Duncan.
Could have been Shaq. He won 4
It
in the
could have
2000s.
been Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
I don't know why it
No.
wasn't Shaq. But they've got Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I'm okay with that.
I mean,
Yeah, but if you're doing 2000, you got Kobe, Shaq, and Tim Duncan all won 4 or 5 championships, and Dwayne Wade, and Dirk won his one, which is great as it was.
Yes.
But they're giving him more credit because he beat LeBron.
Right. Yeah.
He's so stupid. And who's the 2020s now?
Ant.
Nope.
Steph.
Nope.
Draymond. Oh, well, I'm sorry.
No.
What?
2020 until now, the best player in the league.
Curry?
No.
Why not?
Because this website says so.
Luka.
Giannis.
Y'all are just...
I'm
We
not
just
looking.
can't get this.
Trying not to
Who's the
look.
multiple MVP?
Jokic.
Jokic.
Golly.
Nikolai Jokic. All right. I think that's about it for today's fun. We've got 5 games on the schedule next week here on Summer. Chip, read through those real quick.
Take a look at the games for next week. Week 2. On 107.5 WAGY Waggy, the TC Robertson Rams will be traveling to East Rutherford. We'll get the first look at Philip Russ's team. On 92.9 WCSL.
I just looked and I forgot.
Hey there.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. We will have Brian Free and myself will have the Cherville Ironman traveling to West Lincoln. Appreciate Terry's hospitality. On YouTube, Audio Lincoln County, it'll be Forest View versus East Lincoln. Burns Bulldogs. Tom, you'll have Burns at Crest. That'll also be on 101.5 FM, or 101.5 FM, WOHS. And then the Shelby Golden Lions with going up against AC Reynolds. next week. AC Reynolds traveling to Shelby next week. So those are the games we've got leading up.
We're gonna finish with a little audio from golf and some golf fans watching golf. Just a little cute video. Okay, that's all it is.
Who's the next group in?
Yeah, I just looked and I forgot already.
You just looked and he forgot.
All right, Kate. You've been waiting on Max Homa. Here he is.
I have
One
been.
of your favorites.
Why? Good?
As good as me, but good.
Because you would be 2 under if you played this tournament.
Nah, I'd be 3 under.
Okay, for sure.
This is playing 196, coming down the hill. 196. Probably playing about 188. Bet the pro's got a 7-iron in hand.
Who's after them? Tom Hoagie and
Who got the road?
Chris.
Round 2.
Chris Buzenhoog.
It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe for the city.
It is.
People come together, one common goal.
What hole is Scotty on? Scotty
He was on 9 a minute ago. He's probably on 10 or 11 right now.
Oh, okay, he's coming up then.
I would never be able to do this with all these people watching.
I will be so nervous.
Yeah. Like everybody's just watching.
All eyes on me.
Spider putter?
Yep. Jason Day from Australia. He's from the land down under.
I wish Jason had worn his parachute pants then.
Starting off.
This
hole 14. That's 14. All this is 14. All this.
As I say, so that's what I mean when I say
Ain't
you
no
got
two,
two.
nothing.
Well, you got a tee down there,
Tee off,
and
that's
this goes with that tee, right?
Yeah, it's all part of the same hole.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's both of these holes are 14, right?
Yeah, that's not how you say it, but yeah, technically, yeah.
Kate, they got hot dogs, but no corn dogs.
A hot dog is never as good as a corn dog.
What do you think? The hot dog is there?
All I'm going to say is this commentary, firsthand witness, 100% accurate at a golf tournament.
People sitting around and talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
At the golf course. All right, that's all we got this week. We'll see you guys next week. Have a happy Saturday. Be safe and get ready for Football Friday night next week and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.